What's good, people? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Swish Masters podcast. We want to say thank you to our sponsor, Straight Stoner. He has new production t-shirts, executive productions, Swish Masters, as well as Farm Raised Entertainment. Check out his debut mixtape, Banging Out the Bushes. Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly, Executive Productions. Check us out and continue listening to the podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much. Welcome to another edition of the Swish Masters podcast. I'm your co-host, Zay, the executive producer.
I'm your co-host, Q the Guru. What's up, Zay?
What's up, Q? Man, today we have a special guest. Man, a lot of things I can say about this guy. Friend, brother, entrepreneur, hooper, now coach. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Jay Wright, my guy. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the podcast, bro. Welcome to the podcast.
Feels good to be here. I've been watching y'all lately, and y'all been doing some great things. Love the conversation.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the support, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Man. So, man, like you know what we do. We know what we talk about. We ball, we hoop, NBA. I mean, by all levels, but like I said before, this guy is now a coach as well as a hooper. How's your coaching experience going so far for you?
Man, headache. When I say that I never knew how difficult it was to try to reach another individual to make them see what I see. But it's been a journey so far. I'm enjoying it. They starting to listen. We're coming in on week 4, so yeah. They have came a long way.
Good. That's what's up, bro.
Good. Jay, so I know you're a hooper. I know my man Zay is one too, so I know you are too. So tell me, how was the transition from just being like just a hooper to actually coaching? What were some of the challenges there from that transition for you?
The crazy thing is, honestly, I don't even think it's a transition because I'm so young. While I'm coaching, I get into the mix of it. If they're not running something right, I get out there and show them. And because my coach, I judge myself off of what my coach did and the stuff that he didn't do. So I felt like he explained a lot of stuff differently and stuff that I didn't get. So I simplified a lot for my players and they grab on it way quicker. So I feel like I'm playing in a game and just having a conversation with my students, you know?
All right, support, man. So just for clarity real quick, is this your first year coaching or is this how long you been coaching?
This is my first real deal year of coaching basketball for school. Wow.
Man, that's crazy. So, how you feel about your team so far?
Oh, I feel like we can do it. With school being out the last year and a half because of COVID, they lack a lot of development and a lot of unorganized skill sets. So putting that back in play, and also last year they had a baseball coach as a basketball coach, and the coach told me he knew nothing about basketball. So when I came the first time, I was like this. At tryouts, I was like this. But because I have an eye for the game, I grabbed some good students.
All right.
Yeah, man, that's wild. I know on top of like going through the pandemic, you also are coaching who is junior, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So on top of having an irregular school year and things being virtual or they can't go to the gym or all these different things, you have an age group that's still kind of learning and developing skill sets, their game, understanding different defensive plays, stuff like that. What's been the I guess, biggest learning curve for your players so far?
Defense in space. For some reason they can't get the idea that in order to create a good space for your teammate, or so they can do what they do, they be cluttered together, and I'm trying to get them to space out, give one room to work out, because if you don't give them room to work out, you just running back and forth into each other.
Yeah.
And it sucks because we have not 2 hours, not 2.5 hours after school. We have 53 minutes during school to only practice. We are not allowed to practice after school.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
53 minutes just seems like the warm up to me. You know what I mean?
It's not even a warm up, man, because you have to get dressed. I have to stop a few minutes before time for you to get dressed. I have to explain the process. And for the last week, I've been fixing jumpers. So kids who ain't used to shooting consistently, yesterday, they have finally started shooting consistently.
Yeah.
Down the line.
Man.
So I'm starting all the way over. I was working with premature babies. And now they just not starting to eat the whole full bottle of milk,
Wow.
Drink.
That's wild. Man, I know you just talked about spacing. That's even when we were in college, I remember playing pickup and dudes just stacking on top of each other, like 3-4 dudes on one side of the court, and I'm trying to run the baseline, but this guy's standing on the block. So I know that's been a challenge, but I'm glad to hear that you're making a lot of progress with them as well. I guess, like, far as, since you mentioned spacing, we noticed in the league now, in the NBA, that the spacing of things is different from how it used to be when we were younger. More so of like 4-1 or 5 out. What do you think about how the league is shifted to like a bigger spacing with no like bigs inside? And I guess how do you like plan on running like spacing for your team this year?
I think, and it's my opinion, I think it loses value to the game because so many people want to be Steph. People want to come in the league 7'1" and they shoot just like Steph shoot. Like, come on, respect the game. We have to have some kind of inside play, or why was Kareem even playing for? I mean, why was Bill even in the center? I mean, come on now. I don't get it.
Yeah, good for it. I want to get back to the coaching a little bit. So can you tell us more about your coach? I know you said, I think you mentioned how he had a huge impact on you.
Yeah.
So explain his influence on you and your style of coaching and your life in general.
The crazy thing is the biggest impact my coach had on me was the mistakes he made while coaching me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And I say that was because me and Zay was on the same team. They have eye for different guys. We didn't have a big school. I'm 6'3", and I was the tallest one on the team. I played center. And my coach realized what I could do late in the first season. He started switching me to the 4. Then he switched me to the 3. And that's when I started taking big men off of the, from the line, shooting 3, because no one was faster than me at that position. And he took advantage of that.
Yeah, man.
Something. So you basically said you learn from your mistakes and you just make sure you don't make them or just improve on some of his methods, right?
And how he connected with us, like his connection. I take one example. We had 2 shooters on our team who's supposed to be shooters, right? One game we were playing Quitman County, and I was hot. I had just dunked the ball. Game started. People wanted to fight and everything. And then I started stepping. Soon I come from half court, 2 dribbles in, and I started letting it rip. And I was scoring. and I shot 2 in a row. And when he hit timeout, and he told me, we don't need that. I'm like, these same guys shooting, but they missing, and I'm making a shot, and you telling me that we do not need that? So fast forward to the playoff, since he told me that in a previous game, playoffs came, and when I came to that same shot, when he gave me the ball, instead of shooting it, I passed it. And we lost the game, but at the end of the game, he came to me and said, Jay, that's your game. He said that those were your shots. I'm like, what you mean? You stopped me from shooting at the previous game. Now I realize that maybe he meant that, hey, save him to an important game or something, but he didn't explain that. If he had some kind of intention, he should have explained it to me so he wouldn't kill my spirit. So he killed my spirit, so I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, man, just based on that whole exchange alone, I don't blame you at all. Just the lack of consistency and the communication there.
That's it.
It definitely could have been better. So that's one key thing that you mentioned that you bring to your team. The communication, what skills you actually help them develop right now. So,
for sure.
Yeah. What's the next skill for them?
The crazy thing is, what I learned when I was young, that the best thing you can do while trying to learn how to play basketball is to think about it. You have to think about it. And you can have the best player who have all the skill sets, but if he can't use his head on the floor, he's no good to nobody. He can only go so far. So I take the time with my guys and get them to think about the game. And we walk through sessions and let them explain to me what's going to happen, what should you do in that moment.
Man, I wish Ben Simmons got that advice. I know, in my opinion, that's the only opinion of me. That's it. All right. Anyway, so what is there a coach that you admire in the NBA at all? Or
now?
Yeah, right now. Or it could be in past too, any coach.
Now I would say, you know what? I don't know right now because I haven't watched them this year. But in the past it was Steve Kerr. Because it's to me, he coaching wise, he brought his skill set from when he played instead of trying to do it a different way. But other than that, no.
I like that. Steve Kerr obviously coming into a very great situation with Steph and Clay and Dre. He had a good franchise, but he didn't just ride off of his talent. He was able to, I think that's the thing about Steve Kerr that's kind of underrated, is that he's very easily able to relate to his players. Coming from a basketball background and not just I tell you what to do, go do this play. More so like understanding situations and scenarios, playing with obviously the GOAT, in my opinion, Michael Jordan.
You're right.
Learning a lot about different scenarios and where the ball should be, triangle offense. Something else that you said about like walking through things with your players, different sets, different situations, and letting them explain what they should do in situations. Makes me think of like a Kobe Bryant type thing, like a Mamba mentality, going through different situations, different scenarios, and pushing them and allowing them to think about it is really gonna be able to benefit your guys, not just like now, but for the rest of, if they want to have a basketball career. That's really big, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing that. I guess for me, it was like there was something that our coach wasn't really keen to doing. He was more focused on, this guy is the best athlete that we have. This guy is supposed to be the best shooter, and not really taking the time to develop each guy. And I know that with you starting at like junior high, that's going to be big for the time to come. That's going to help them open up their mind as well as being able to condition their skills. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I want to go back to one more thing about coaching. So funny thing that happened to me yesterday. Yes, I'm the assistant coach for the girls also.
Oh, okay.
So the girls head coach was out yesterday. So she wanted me to work on some stuff I work on the boards with because she liked it or whatever. And she said she had her girls doing shooting drills. I'm like, okay, they have to shoot so many shots. And I'm like, and I came in the gym. I said, and I told them to work on the shot because I want to actually see it. And I like, how you supposed to shoot? I don't want to change up anything. I don't know how to shoot. We just do shooting drill. I'm like, why are you doing shooting drill if you haven't been shown the proper way to shoot? I spent 15 minutes showing 17 girls how to properly shoot the ball. And when we went around and they went to shooting consistently, they were so happy and told me they need me in the gym every day because they never shot that many times in their lives.
Wow.
So you have to show and explain before you expect them to do it. And like I said, I started all the way over.
Yeah. Especially with the break from COVID as well. You know, you got to get that. It's like you're playing catch up a little bit.
Right.
Close the gap too, you know, between players who actually probably know a little bit about the game and those who really don't. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely something.
It's a blessing,
huge, man. I mean, you have to really think about it. I guess when you said the baseball coaches coaching basketball, they don't really know how to develop a skill set or a proper jump shot. Look at some of these guys in the league. You can tell who's been skilled and been able to develop a game and not just like base it off of athleticism. I think me and Q touched on it a couple episodes ago about there are athletes or there are players, like basketball players, and then there are hoopers. And yes, like what you're doing is like making them hoopers, because you can't tell somebody, like you said, go shoot the ball, and they don't even know like proper form of or you know, timing, rhythm, all these things you have to like practice and learn. So that's huge, man.
Yeah,
I'm just like taken aback,
right?
Like how 15 minutes made a huge difference in their approach. Like
a huge difference.